This is the story of a woman named Abeni and a death that none of us can imagine. Abeni was the kind of woman people spoke about long before they met her. Her beauty was undeniable, but it was her kindness that truly set her apart. She lived on the outskirts of our village, near the dense forest where few dared to wander alone. There, she tended a small garden, selling fresh vegetables and herbs at the market. One afternoon, while returning from the river, Abeni heard a strange sound, half growl, half whimper, coming from the underbrush. She moved cautiously, parting the tall grass with her hands, and there, caught in a crude hunter's snare, lay a leopard, its golden eyes locked onto hers. Wild with pain and fear, the trap had tightened around its leg, cutting deep into its flesh. A lesser person would have run, but Abeni was not like most people. She knew the hunters often set traps to catch animals for their pelt, but this was different. This was cruelty without reason. Slowly she approached, her voice barely above a whisper. "I will not hurt you." The leopard did not snarl. It did not lunge. It simply watched as she knelt beside it, her hands working carefully to loosen the twisted rope. The moment the trap released, the leopard bolted into the forest without so much as a glance back. Abeni sighed in relief and continued home, thinking the matter was over. She was wrong. The next morning, Abeni awoke to find a bunch of ripe bananas placed neatly at her doorstep. There were no footprints, no sign of who had left them. She looked around, puzzled, but saw nothing. The following day, she discovered a fresh honeycomb resting beside her cooking pot. The day after that, a bundle of wild yams still covered in the scent of the earth. Whispers spread through the village. Who was leaving these gifts? Some said it was the spirit of the forest repaying her kindness. Others murmured of old legends, of creatures who remembered their deaths. Abeni kept her thought to herself, but deep in her heart she knew. One evening, just as the sun dipped behind the acacia trees, she caught a glimpse of golden eyes watching from the shadows of the forest. The leopard had returned. It did not come close, nor did it flee. It simply watched. Not everyone in the village celebrated Abeni's good fortune. There were those whose hearts were filled with grief, who could not bear to see someone else blessed while they remained with empty hands. One such man was Ekene, a hunter who had once tried and failed to capture a leopard for its valuable pelts. He saw Abeni's gift and grew envious. Why should she, a mere woman, be favored by the spirits here? I will find this leopard and take what is mine. Late one night, Ekene and a few other men set a trap near Abeni's home, hiding in the trees with their spears. When the leopard appeared, they sprang forward, ropes in hand, but the leopard was not alone. From the shadows, 3 other leopards emerged, their bodies sleek and powerful, their eyes glowing like embers. They did not attack, nor did they run. They simply stood, silent and watching. Eken and his men, suddenly feeling very small, abandoned their trap and fled. They did not stop until they reached the safety of their huts. The next morning, they found the trap crushed, as if a great weight had pressed it into the earth. The leopard was never seen near Abeni's home again. Abeni woke that day to find something new on the doorstep. Not food, but a single golden claw. It gleamed in the morning light, smooth and polished as if left with great care. She picked it up, feeling its warmth, and understood. From that day on, Abeni's garden flourished more than ever. Her crops grew stronger, her harvest richer. It was as if the earth itself had blessed her hands. The villagers, even those who once whispered against her, came to her for advice, for healing herbs, for wisdom. And Abeni, as she always had, gave freely. As for the leopard, no one saw it again. But sometimes, on quiet night, when the wind rustled through the trees, Abeni would sit outside and listen. And in the distance, she swore she could hear the sound of paws moving through the leaf, watching, protecting. That is the story of Abeni and the leopard's death. It is not a tale of magic, but of gratitude, of kindness, repaid in ways beyond our understanding. And if you ever find yourself in the forest, remember, kindness is never forgotten.